So I am Fantasy Geek 42. I enjoy the fact that Nephimel has put this together. There's really not much. I mean, I've obviously gone through a lot of stuff in the past, really 4 or 5 years. But I'm just wanting to say, if you need any help, please reach out. Any kind of help, if it's talking to someone, IMing someone, anything, you're not alone. You're never alone. Don't think you are, ever. My DMs are always open. Everyone that I know always has their DMs open. You got this. Hope you're doing well, and keep on pushing through, even if it doesn't seem like it. Even if you don't accomplish anything, you woke up today. That is always the biggest accomplishment. Even if you don't do anything that day, you woke up. You're on this side of the grass, and that's always a good day. Smile on, guys.
Hey everybody, Scotterso15 here, just reminding you that you matter and people care about you. And just to let you know, if you don't think so, even though we have never met, you could always PM me on Twitter anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'll be able to respond as soon as I can. And just let you know, again, that you mean everything to somebody. So just keep it up and stay positive.
Hi, I'm the Caveman. I'm one of the streamers that's part of the Good4Gaming community, and I'm here to talk to you briefly about this, the darkest time of year. Now, whether it's seasonal affective disorder, memories of traumatic holidays, or just, pent-up isolation after the unmitigated disaster that was 2020, I just want you to know that it's okay to not always be okay right now. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, and it doesn't mean it's not something you can either get past or learn to cope with. And I'm not just trying to say these things to pacify anyone out there or to ingratiate myself. I may not have seasonal affective disorder, but I am autistic, depressed, and anxious. And the holidays have always been a problem for me, which I know seems crazy considering my backdrop and my ugly Christmas sweater. But, see, that's the thing. I've always loved the wintertime, and I've always loved the holidays, but I've never always been able to handle them the way that I thought that I should. I grew up in a pretty big family, and there were always more people than usual in the house around the holidays, and I would get physically ill the days before Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, right before I went back to school. Never understood why. Now as an adult, I've learned more about myself, gotten some help, found that there are other people out there like me, and I've learned that, well, as much as I can love all the holidays and the winter season in general, there's this little glitch in my brain that doesn't let me put up with change the way most people can. And so no matter how much I love, say, Christmas trees, I can't actually help put them up or even be around when they go up. Something just snaps up there, and I have a panic attack or a meltdown or completely dissociate. And I know, this doesn't sound like an uplifting message thus far, but I've learned to take just a few steps to mitigate my issues, the effect they have on me and the people that I love. I can love this entire time of year and still not quite connect with it. And whether you're like me, or you have a bad history with holidays, you just feel more isolated these days, like a lot of us do, we really just want to let you know that there are people out there who care about you. Hopefully, just knowing that there are some other people who understand how things can be a little janky this time of year. Hopefully that helps.
I'm Nephimo, and I've suffered from major depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, and suicidal tendencies for over half my life. Started back in high school. I was sexually and physically abused on and off. I was homeless. I honestly thought I could never trust anyone or anything ever again. Now I have a loving boyfriend of 11 years, the fattest cute kitty in the whole world, and a community that gives me strength when I need it the most. So, trust me when I say I know how hard it can be. I'm just glad I'm still here because while most of the time depression leaves us feeling alone and out in the cold, it is nice to be around for the good times. So no matter how dark life feels right now, just know you are not alone. Nothing can change overnight, but there are people out there, be they, close friends, strangers, who want to help you, maybe even just listen. People like me. So we can't make it alone, but we can help each other one day at a time because, let's be honest, sometimes that's all you really need.
Hey everyone, AZ Rockslide here. I know it's been a really rough year. For some of us, we have some mental health problems, whether relating to issues going on in our lives or just in general before this. But this year has really brought it to a lot of people. The statistics were that we went from 1 in 5 people saying that they've faced some sort of mental health problem to 1 in 2. Part of the reason I bring that up is not to bring everybody down, but to let you know you're not alone. That's one of the biggest things I really want to stress in this, is that you are not alone. A lot of us have been dealing with issues. A lot of us have been dealing with depression, with anxiety, with any number of other things. And we're here to help. Now, yes, you may need to seek professional help as well. And please don't hesitate to do that. Don't ever feel like it's admitting defeat to do that. It's actually the opposite. You're fighting for what you need to do. You're fighting to do what's right for you if you seek out professional help in a situation like this. But also, Good4Gaming, we're here for you. There are professionals, and you can reach out to Stop in the Stack Up Discord for help. There's so many people out there who are there to help you. Don't give up. If you feel like you're going to give up, reach out. Whether it be to someone locally or someone through Good4Gaming, there's so many of us here who will be here for you. And don't ever think that you're alone, because you're not. We're right there in the trenches with you. We'll fight alongside you. We'll even carry you if need be. Just please don't give up and just reach out.
Hey everyone, this is King Kong Wrong, but many of y'all know me as KKR. And I know this year has been a heck of a year, for better or for worse, for a lot of us. And I know that some of us may be going through some challenging times, times that may be hard to talk about, or difficult to express through our creative means or outlets, And I totally get that, which is why I want to say that whether you're a member of my own channel's community, or especially if you're a member of the Good4Gaming community as a whole, we're here for you. I'm here for you. You. That's right, you. Don't forget that. Because that's what community is about. We care about each other. We care for, one another. We have a support group channel in the G4G Discord where you can just take a load off your chest, whatever troubles you. We're not here to judge. I'm certainly not here to judge. I'm no mental health expert. We're here to listen. And that's what I can offer you as, an open ear to listen, to really listen to you. And, not judge you. Because that's not what I'm about, for sure. And really, the only message that I want to resonate through this video, especially in the holiday season, is that from myself and from all of us at Good4Gaming.
And from all of us at Good4Gaming,
From all of us at Good4Gaming.
we're
We're
rooting
rooting
for
for you.
you.
That's right, you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our bi-weekly Dungeons & Dragons game. We have not officially played a D&D game with our group in about 3 weeks now. Our last game that we did have was right before Christmas, and there's Dell with all of our gifted subs. Thank you for those 5 gifted subs, Dell. The last session we had, we did a one-shot where, Drizzle's, boyfriend, real-life boyfriend, ran a one-shot with a few, special guests from our top donors last year of 2020. I think that should be the last one. No, I got 2 more. So I'm not sure if I can actually be heard or not over the.
You can.
Okay. Last session, the group left the location of killing the dragon. They got onto the boat and started heading towards the northwest of the planet, and they ended up V ended up speaking to a pseudo dragon who let the group know that the pseudo dragons were being controlled by that dragon that was killed, and Captain
Something Steel.
Captain Steel, John Steel, I believe is actually what was bringing them to as he called his final location, to pay the group and kind of see where the group goes from that location or that point. At this point, they have been traveling on the water for quite a few days. So we are going to have the group pulling into port to where they are greeted by surprisingly a lot of people on the dock. Cheering, clapping, making noise. They recognize Captain Steele's ship. A very warm welcome to the boat coming into port. And as the boat pulls up to the dock and gets tied down, the plank gets put up on the board, and pretty much you guys are mobbed, just mobbed by citizens congratulating you, like you guys are really confused at this point, what's going on, and they're like news somehow traveled that you guys killed the dragon. And you don't know how this would have happened, but that they're here congratulating you guys, saying, and it's a lot of the people that are doing this are, you can tell, are sailors and people that work in the ports and are just excited to see you. So Captain Steele kind of gets you guys off to the side amongst all the sailors, congratulating you, and he goes, "When you guys are ready, meet me up at the tavern." And he walks away. He kind of just mobbed by people, but he kind of works his way through the dock. And
Y'all, he said tavern. It's time to go. We meet him there.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
What a
No
surprise!
touching.
You guys,
Yes.
what a surprise! You guys want to go drink?
No touching people.
I just want to see
touch.
what all the fuss is about. And the captain gave orders. So,
Drinking is the bonus.
it's just I wasn't thinking that. Not me. But who
See,
knows? Maybe they have a specialty out there. We should go find out.
You see
Support
Rox
the
kind of get a
local
sly grin on his face and says, "Yeah, I guess we earned this one."
so you guys it kind of dies down. Everybody kind of gets off the boat, and you guys are able to follow behind them with ease. And you guys make your way up the dock. Like at this point, it's a bustling port city. Like a typical port where you guys have all of your shopkeeps, stalls and fruit stands, and people trying to sell you wares and stuff as you walk by. And pretty much as at the top edge of the dock, you see this big building with an ale, a mug on the sign that says the Dirty Basket. And you guys walk in. Captain Steele is surrounded by a whole bunch of sailors and people from town, just kind of talking, and just like on the boat, congratulating him, and they're talking. And as he sees you guys walk in, he kind of waves you in and kind of points to the table.
We go to the table and sit down.
And as you guys sit down, within the matter of seconds, there's ales being slung onto the table, there's waters being thrown, like they knew, like Captain Steele knew what you guys were gonna want. So he made sure that it was ready to be, like, you guys to have it as soon as you came in. And I'm not just talking like a cup of ale, like you got like cups upon cups of ale. Like you guys are being like, it's like royalty for you guys right now.
I just want to see Scotch with a thing of ale bigger than she is.
Lord of the Rings.
They have
It comes in
pints.
pints.
Driz is kind of like confused and pretty uncomfortable because this is really, 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 really weird. Why are there so many people and not here because they want to beat up on her?
He goes, and he kind of looks at you guys and he goes, "I don't even know how they found out. It's an abnormity that before we even got to port, they knew that we were the reason for the death of the like not me, but you guys were the reason for the death of the dragon. And everything on the seas because of that dragon and the pseudo dragons and everything, they feel safe. They feel more secure. Other than the typical storm and hurricane that can still sink them, they're not afraid to sail the seas anymore like they were." And he goes, "I'll be right back." And he kind of walks away into the back of the tavern, and he's probably gone for about 5 or 10 minutes. So that kind of allows you guys to drink, kind of, I don't want to say relax, but enjoy yourselves a little bit.
Can
I was gonna say though,
can I insight check him? Because I don't believe that he's telling us the truth.
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say Rox is kind of wondering how, and he kind of looks over at
6.
Anna and says,
Nothing.
"Is anybody else a little concerned that somehow everybody knows about this?
Yeah,
We
very
didn't know
much so.
anything about this until we ended up on that boat."
Right. I know you got some weird, like, dude that talks to you in your head sometimes, and then bad things happen. So I don't know if, like, we're being watched or something, but it does put me a little on edge that everyone knows what we did so soon. How did they know that? I don't like it.
We didn't even know the dragon was doing whatever the dragon was doing until after we killed it. So how do all these people know the fact that we killed the dragon stopped anything?
Yeah, something's not lining up here.
How do
No,
they even know we did it?
exactly.
Rox
Oh, go ahead.
kind of waves like one of the barmaids over. Looks and says, "How exactly did everybody find out what happened?"
She kind of looks at you. She's like, somebody came into town about a day or two ago and said there was a group of 6 travelers coming on that were on the
boat whose name we can't remember. Insert name of boat here.
Insert boat name here, and I just had this file open.
Bodie McBoatface.
Okay, that should be the name from now
The
on.
Steel Hammer.
There we go.
The Steel Hammer is what the boat was called, or is
I
called.
prefer Bodie McBoatface.
I kind of like Bodie McBoatface.
And that you guys killed this dragon that was supposedly controlling other creatures that were causing boats to sink, and just all she seemed baffled that you were even talking to her.
So, like, if I came in and was like, oh my God, I saw a group of people who were killing dragons that were bad, you should all celebrate. You would believe me.
Funny enough, probably.
All right. Cheers.
Okay. In between large sips of the ale, I'm going to ask the question: how did this guy know?
Exactly, dude. I'll ask the barmaid. Who was this guy that supposedly told everybody this?
She kind of looks. She looks at Brax and she goes, It was a sailor that came in off the boats, but is no longer here. Like, he sailed out maybe a day or two ago before you guys sailed back in. But it was him and like a group of other people that seemed like they heard it from another, and it's I don't know. Because they came in off this boat. This is what they said, and I guess we believed it.
So, like,
is it? And she looks.
If you will, a whole web of people, and they tell you things and you believe it all.
Probably. We're very, I guess the slightest things excite us. I mean, I don't know if anybody was magical from that group. I don't know.
Yeah, this all seems a bit odd.
Agreed.
In that shortly after, she kind of turns around and goes back to the to the bar. Captain Steele walks out with not a big chest, but a chest, and kind of sets it on the table. And he goes, this is all. This is what's in here is for you guys. This is your reward from me. What it's officially, and he tells you officially it's not in here, but it's going to tell you where there is a location here where to get it from, because it would not fit in here. But I had to bring this. There's more instruction in here of other things for you guys to go and obtain as well.
Yo, why are you giving us the runaround? Just pay us.
Because you are going to get paid. If honestly, I would have to have 5 people here to pay you. And I don't have those 5 people, and I don't think you want to be walking out of a bar with what you're being paid with. So,
have you seen me lately? I walk wherever I want.
Have you been?
Chris, do.
So he opens it up, and he hands each one of you a kind of like a banknote on it that literally states that all you have to do is go to the bank, turn this note in, and you each will receive 10,000 gold pieces.
Okay, I'm an orphan street kid, so I'm gonna immediately turn to Roxon with this paper in my hand, like, what is this?
Well,
Drizzy eaters.
if it can be trusted, means that you won't have to worry about money anytime soon.
And then
we fancy Merton pants now.
And then he also mentions that and then he hands you each another note that you each have not an exact hookup, but each one of you can go to the mage up on the hill and have access to one magical item. But that item is depending if it's available. And he'll go one by one and offer you an item. This mage will also can also look at things that you might have obtained that need to be identified. And that's all different types of magical items.
Is this mage single?
I don't know.
How you doing?
How you
Hey.
So at that point, he kind of goes on and just kind of explains that for a minute, and he goes, "You guys can take your time from here. Go. And he goes, I would suggest going to the bank and obtaining some of this gold first before you go up there, because you're not going to be getting it for free, but you will be getting these items at a decent discounted price." And then he kind of turns around, goes and sits at a corner table kind of by himself, and kind of notice he's got his own set, like, couple mugs of ale and food on a plate, and kind of just sits there, and he just kind of, you could see the relief on his face.
Well, that's good. We got stuff. Yay. And we killed a dragon and we have drinks. So, what's y'all's favorite color?
I still want to know how the word has gotten out about this.
Yeah.
Blue.
Give Driz a big ol' hug.
Just pats you on the head.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm just drinking my ale and still staring at this note, like, what is, okay.
And roll me a perception check, Brax.
Perception.
Well, would it be a perception check?
You You gotta tell me, boss man.
Hold on. I know. Let me. So, you said you were like just a poor orphan kid, right?
That's my background.
Roll me a. Where is this on? Roll me a history check.
History coming up.
As you kind of look, you kind of start looking at the note, and you're trying to like decide, like because you're reading over this note, and you look at the like you can see it's actually sealed by the bank, so you can tell this is an actual like bank note. Like it came from them. It's authenticated. Like if you go in there with this note, it's gonna like you're gonna get paid for this. You're gonna pretty much walk out of there with 10,000 gold pieces. But as you're looking over the note, notice on the note, there's two little yellow skulls in the top right corner. You recognize those skulls, but you can't truly remember where you where you saw it from. But it's something that you recognize from your studies.
Guys, I've seen this symbol before. I can't put my finger on it, but I've seen this before.
You seen what before?
These look at the back of your note. You see those skulls?
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it. I've seen it.
Driz, put your finger on it.
Driz puts her finger on it.
I thought Driz ate her note.
Heck no, Driz knows what this is. She's seen plenty of merchants with them before.
Wait a minute. Rox takes it and starts looking it over. Doesn't appear to be anything I recognize. Hands it back. What about you, big guy?
Does the paper seem like legit, or does it seem kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say fraudulent. That's not the right word, but like, does it seem like not on the up and up? I guess.
Are you asking me, or are you asking?
I'm asking you. Yeah, I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, even
as Escalade looks at it, he's wondering like, this just isn't adding up to him, right? Like because if this was about 10,000 gold, like I don't know, I just think the captain in the beginning was like, "Oh, I have to go get your reward. It's something I couldn't carry." I mean, 50,000 gold is not nothing, but I mean, on a ship, like in a safe, you easily carry 50,000 gold. Like, I don't know. The whole thing just doesn't make sense to Escalade.
Does
Scotch
having
knows
worked
how
a
heavy
lot
it
with
is.
merchants in her past, does Driz recognize this thing as like legit, or
roll me a history check.
How much does gold weigh?
Yeah, 10,000 gold
out
pieces
of 14?
gonna over encumber most of us. Well, most of y'all.
We'll have to go to
I
the bank and
got it.
convert it to platinum.
You look it over. I mean, it looks. I mean, you're looking at the seal. Like it's a wax seal. Like it's a legit banknote from. I mean, from what you've noticed.
Look good to Driz.
Listen, I shot fire at a big ass dragon and I said cheers and we take that to the bank.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm with Scotch.
Let's go,
Trap-
Escalade. Cheers.
I guess at this point, going to the bank isn't
Yeah.
going to hurt anything.
I mean, we'll see this through, I guess.
All right, so you guys sit there for a little bit, I guess. Drink your ale, do your thing, and you guys head over towards down the street towards the bank. Just just like up on the port, you got people congratulating you, thanking you as you guys as you walk down the street. You guys walk into the bank. As you walk in, you notice. I mean, it almost looks like a Western style bank. You got the different like little booths. You got the metal bars, kind of separating you from the teller behind, and you guys walk. I'll say Escalade walks up first and kind of just puts his note on the counter, and and the teller picks it up and he goes, "So it's you guys that get all this money, eh?" And he goes, this is," and he kind of goes back, talks to he grabs his manager or like the person in charge, and they're like 3 or 4 people kind of disappear behind the into the back room, and they kind of all kind of come out with, and kind of like almost like a push cart with just a big chest of money, and they show it, they kind of open it up, and they can you can literally, you guys see just coin upon coin upon coin, and they go, "To separate this, if you guys want, we're gonna bring this to a back room. You guys are welcome to join us. To separate it evenly, or if you want us to do that, we can do that for you as quickly as possible. That is up to you guys. Just let us know what you want to do." So the question is do you want to go in back and separate it together with them to do it faster, or do you want them to do it and you guys could take some of the process? What do you guys want to do?
Didn't that have been done already?
You'd think they would have started working on it once we showed up, if with everybody knowing that.
Has anyone seen this much money before?
The guy, or are you talking to your own people? Or
Your Highness, have you seen this much money before?
The most I had was $10, 10 gold before I met you guys. So,
Considering I didn't even know I was supposedly royalty before this whole thing went, no, I have not.
So they end up bringing it back, and you notice like this place is almost dead at this point. Like they took everybody that they had available, other than maybe 1 or 2 of the tellers. I mean, they pretty much came back out within the matter of like 5 or 10 minutes. They got through that counting as quickly as possible. They were able to separate it into bags of 5,000 for you, so that each of you would have 2 bags of 5,000 gold. They do. At that point,
Is that in comparison to the size of me?
Yeah.
How many scotches is that?
2. He does go, and he kind of looks at you, and he kind of chuckles as they come out, and he
We're gonna
goes,
need that platinum, bro.
He kind of
look at me.
He kind of chuckles. He goes, and he hears Escalade say, "We're gonna need that in platinum." He goes, "I understand. I completely understand." And he walks to the back room, comes out with, that would equal out.
1,000 platinum each.
So he comes back with 6,000 platinum, and kind of puts it into a decent sized coin purse but big enough for it to hold, and hands it over to each one of you.
How many scotches is that?
Fewer.
A lot less.
Fewer.
You know, the bank usually gives you a free toaster. We could really use a free pack mule.
Or anybody have a bag of holding?
Yeah, right. Does this come
Nope.
Not yet.
with a bag of holding?
He goes. I mean, and he does suggest, like, if you, I understand this is a lot of money. If you want to keep it here for safe holding for until you guys leave, that's fine.
Guys,
We
I
can.
bet with this much money we could buy a boat.
We can do. I mean, we can help you out with, like, if you do purchase anything, we can help you out with distributing money to who it has to go to. Let it be the armor, the blacksmith.
What about the wizard?
Yeah, what about me?
Oh, you're talking about
Mage.
the mage. I guess it depends on what you just what work he does for you. But yes, we can distribute money to him for what he ends up what he does. All you have to do is tell them to write you. I guess it would be a receipt or a note for us to distribute the money to them. We will personally deliver it to them to make sure they get paid the proper amount.
Roxanne looks over at Escalade and says, I don't know about you, but considering that this whole town knows who we are, it might not be a bad idea to not be walking around with all this money.
I agree. We don't want to have it all on us.
I was already
I
looking
don't
for ways to
exactly
get your coin
trust
purse.
anybody else with this money, though, either.
We also have a reputation for killing a dragon. I mean, I don't want to carry stuff, but
At the same time, I would like to see the person who messes with us.
Somebody already kind of is.
As long as it's not 20 people who decide to mess with us at once.
Fireball.
I got you.
I guess I'm saying I'm all for leaving some of it here until we're ready to leave.
I'm in agreement there. We walk around with that much money, someone like me is going to take it from you.
Driz looking down at her outfit of just basically old sails and fishing line and seaweed and shells.
Yeah, Driz have nowhere to put this much money.
Escalade says, all right, that makes sense, I suppose. He looks at the guy and says, we'll leave it here, but we're going to need some money to walk around with. I don't know about y'all, but I'll take 100 platinum.
So 100
Seems like-
platinum equals 1,000 gold.
I'm gonna take a
Basically
fistful. Is there
10%.
like a die? Should I roll like the percentile die or something to see how many I actually grab out with us? This quick fistful.
I'd just say roll a d100, and then that we'll just say that's just 1% per. Unless it's like 18. So that's 108. That'd be 180 gold pieces if you want. Like if. I mean,
Gold
it's
or platinum, because we had already
it'd be
kinda had
it'd be 18 platinum. but
18 platinum. There you go. Yeah.
It'd be 18 platinum, which equals 180 gold pieces. So
Rox just kind of grabs like 20 platinum, figuring that ought to get them by for the time period they're going to be here. You know, especially since they can basically write notes to have the bank pay the mage or anybody else if they need to.
Escalade took 100, right?
Yep, writing it
Yep.
down.
So did Brax 100.
I'm taking 50.
After we go see the mage, Escalade needs to go do some things.
I don't know how much I'm taking. I'm small.
Roll a D100 and half it.
I'll take. I goes 20. Can I carry that much?
Oh
It's
yeah,
fine.
20
I'm
coins.
good. We're good. Okay, 20 platinum.
And Rox was only taking 20, right?
Correct.
That was out of what, 5,000 total?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 10,000 total. Wait, it was 10,000 gold, so it would be 1,000 platinum.
1,000
Right.
platinum.
So we each took out of our own 1,000, whatever we took.
Mm-hmm.
I took out a Drizzle's out. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you want your hand bitten off?
Remember,
Bex
this is
doesn't know
the
what to do
same.
with this kind of money, so.
This is the same Genasi who kicked through a dragon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Finish
should have
him.
pulled its heart out with my toes, monkey style.
So you guys head up.
I broke Gummy.
So you guys head down the road towards the hill that goes up to the White Mage's house, or the building that he's in. And as you guys get up there, you guys pretty much just walk right up to it and knock on the door. As the mage opens the door, and like you guys notice, it's just this old human, long white, like luxurious hair, wearing a white robe with gold trim on it, a long white beard and mustache, and he kind of looks at you and he goes, "Ah, you must be the crew from Captain Steele, am I right?"
That's us.
"Yes, come in. He told me I might see you." He kind of, before, when he sent a message up here saying what type of crew you were, and I might have some things to sell, and that might benefit each of you to some, or most of you, to some sort. And he kind of looks around and he goes, "Ah, big guy, come here, you first.
Hold on. Before we get into all that, I got a couple questions.
I do too.
And he goes, okay, that's fine. What can I do for you?"
First, like, we find it a little odd. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but we find it a little odd that what happened far away from here seemed to have made it back here in terms of people knowing about it long before we got here.
Ah, yes.
Doesn't that seem a little odd to everyone? Like, perhaps you could, with your deep magical knowledge, could help us understand that.
We had a group of sailors, or a group of travelers and sailors kind of came through the port a few days ago. One of the sailors was an old friend of mine. We spoke before he left, and he told me that one of he happened to talk to a pseudo dragon that flew by. He's very into talking. He's very animal friendly. He enjoys speaking to different types of creatures to learn about them. And he actually found from the pseudo dragon that you guys killed the dragon that was controlling them. And he was told the story about, like, literally, like, how you guys went through the so-called labyrinth or whatever, ended up in a cave and killed this thing, and or killed the dragon and freed them of their enslavement to the dragon, and that they were a big reason for a lot of the ship issues that were going on around the world. He likes to, like, so he ended up telling people on the boat that he was with, because it was very weary to travel on water because of that issue. But so that's where that news came from.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. And you trust this individual?
I trust him with my life. We have fought in many of wars together, many of battles. I would die for this man.
I look at rocks. What do you think?
Well, it makes sense. It's basically how we learned of it.
Yeah. Still odd. All right, go ahead, old man. What do you got?
All right. So he goes, I should have possibly the perfect item for you. And he kind of turns around and he's kind of shuffling through some of his stuff, and he turns around and he's got this long item, like this long purple. It's a almost like a purple silk bag, and he kind of pulls it out, sets it down, and it's pretty tall, and he kind of starts unraveling it, and it's a long javelin, and you notice kind of, and you all notice kind of around this javelin is kind of like a white glow around it, and he goes, "This is a javelin of lightning." And he kind of looks at you, and he kind of starts going, and it explains kind of like what it does. And he goes, it's a magical weapon that when you hurl it and speak its command word, which I will have to write down for you, because if I say it, I don't want anything to happen. It will transform into a bolt of lightning, which will form a line of 5 feet wide that extends out from you to the target that you're throwing it at, within about 120 feet. But be wary that if there's a creature, friend or foe, in between you and your target, everybody possibly could get hurt. And he kind of looks at you, and because of what you did, and you are a friend of Captain Steel, this item normally is rather expensive, but for you, I'm going to sell it to you for 200 gold pieces.
That's fine. I give him 20 platinum.
And he gracefully takes that platinum and puts it into his pouch. He kind of looks around. He goes, "Young lady, you,
Yes.
and he kind of looks over to the Scotch. He goes, "I wasn't talking to you, young lady. I'll get with you shortly. Hold on."
Ah, sugar.
And he looks at V and he goes, "You next. You're the druid, correct?"
I am.
And he turns around and he he grabs this long, luscious quarterstaff from behind the counter, and like as he grabs it, you also notice kind of like a white glow around it. And he kind of gently sets it down in front of you. He goes, "Young lady, this is a staff of thunder and lightning." Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. God blessed. Where did it go? He goes, the staff that is wielded, it's a magical quarterstaff, and it can either do anything from just a shot of lightning to a thunderclasp or even a lightning strike. Same with you. You will have to say its magical word, and you will be able to perform these magical abilities. And just like you, same thing, because you are friends of Captain Steel, and for what you have done for us here, 200 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll throw him 21 platinum.
Did you say 21 or 20?
21. A little bit of a tip.
He looks at Scotch now. He goes, "All right, ma'am. Now I'm ready for you."
No, no, ma'am. Don't be throwing. No.
Um.
I'm sorry. Went from miss to ma'am, old like straight up.
He looks at you and he goes, you're one of two wizards, or a wizard. He kind of looks at you. He goes, "I got the perfect one for you." He turns.
I bet you do.
He kind of looks at you and smiles. He walks over to his bookshelf and he pulls out this real thick book, and he kind of sets it on the table. He goes,
Oh, he pulled out something thick, but it wasn't.
And then Scott told us all to leave.
You all leave now.
Brown chicken, brown cat.
And he goes, he kind of brushes off the dust on it, and it goes, the title goes, "Tome of Clear Thought." This book is pretty much you have to spend a lot of time reading and understanding the words and magic that you see in this, that you read out of this book. It's going to take some time to understand it, but if you only have 6 days,
maybe you could help me out with that.
I can't. He kind of stops. He really doesn't know what to say, and he goes, "I don't know if I can help you learn something, though."
Oh, probably not. You could probably help me with other stuff, though, I bet.
And you can see him turn bright red.
Just so you know, as an aside, if anything like that does happen, Escalade is 1,000% cock blocking that.
Payback for that time I was in your head.
Paybacks are coming.
Escalade's gonna get his hand on a message scroll just for this situation.
And for anybody that was not around for that, like literally right in like our first session, Escalade ended up, or like first or second session, Escalade ended up in a
House of ill repute.
Yes, and Scotch got into his head while he was trying to, yeah.
I used message to find out where he was.
He was trying to get acquainted with the locals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
So
Doing
what?
some reconnaissance.
So the book contains memories and logic exercises, and its words are charged with magic. You have to spend at least 48 hours over the period of 6 days or less studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines. And if you as long as you do that within the 48 hours in less than six days or less, you will obtain its knowledge.
You do magic more better.
And you will be able to do, yes. Your intelligence will increase, and that manual will lose its magic for a century.
That does sound mighty nice.
Think you got another century in you?
Who knows? Let's find out. I just need somebody by my side to make me feel young again.
See, all you have to do is we have to go back to the Citadel and then drop the book in the Fountain of Aging so it thinks a century has gone by.
That is true. He does apologize to Rox and Driz that as much as he would like to help. Oh, and he looks at Scotch. He goes, "You as well, 200 gold pieces for that." No, yeah, 200 gold pieces for that book.
All right, honey.
He does look at Rox and Driz, and he goes, "I really tried to find something for both of you, but I don't have anything at the moment."
Rox puts the quiver and arrows that he found in the dragon's treasure on the table and says, "Can you tell me what this is?"
Almost simultaneously, Driz does the same thing with the Eagle she found in the dragon's lair.
He picks up the quiver and he goes, "I've never seen these markings before." And he looks at, he kind of sees the echo at the same time, and he's like, "Those are very strange. Like, give me a few moments. Give me a few moments." And he kind of picks up the quiver, kind of turns around. You can kind of see him doing some weird motions and stuff with his hands, and he's grabbing, he's kind of taking a hold of the quiver, and he turns around, and he literally, you see him open up 3 compartments in this quiver. The first compartment, he kind of looks at it and he says, "You see these 20 arrows? You can hold 60 in this smaller compartment."
Not gonna argue with that.
Arrows, bolts, or something of similar, or a similar object. He goes, and then he kind of opens up the mid-sized pocket, and he goes, "You can actually hold probably about 18 to 20 javelin type products within this middle compartment." And then he kind of shows shows you the longer compartment. He goes, "You can actually probably hold 6 bows, quarterstaffs, or spears within this. And to top it all off, this bag will never weigh more than 2 pounds. It's called the Efficient Quiver. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 of these in my travels. This is a very rare find."
Well then, do you have, I assume that the arrows are nice as well. Do you have more arrows of that kind that we could stock this thing up with?
He kind of picks up the arrows and he goes, "Yes, these arrows will do extra damage. For 200 gold, I can top you off to fill up the quiver to do the same damage. So you will take these 20, I can get you another 40. You would have to come back before you leave, because I'm going to have to do some concoctions to them a little bit."
Then go ahead and do that. I will get a banknote drawn up to you to make sure the bank gives you the 200.
I forgot you too, Brax. Don't worry. And then he kind of picks up the kind of looks at the Ikawa, and he kind of does the same thing. He kind of turns around, kind of does his little things, like the things with his hands, and he goes, these Ikawas definitely do a lot more damage and are easier to hit than a typical Ikawa. And he kind of he goes, just like those arrows, they will do more damage, but you don't even have to barely throw these. They'll hit more. The more likely of these things to hit rises. And I've already kind of given you that information on what the hit on those are, as well as the damage.
Yep.
He looks at Brax, and he looks at him. He goes, "Can I see that staff? Have you used this staff before? Or where did you? Or I should ask you, where did you obtain that staff?"
I found it when I was a kid. I've always carried it around.
Can I see it for a second?
I'm gonna look at you funny, but hand it over nonetheless.
Have you used this staff before?
Like anyone would use a staff, help walking, and
Okay.
swing it at some people.
he kind of chuckles. He's like, he goes, "Do you see like these gold bands that kind of go down the staff here? If you actually take your thumb and put it," and he kind of shows you, and put it here, and then you take your ring finger and your middle finger and hold it like this, and he kind of shows you, like, if you kind of like, as he's holding he doesn't use both fingers, but this staff will actually cause you to have a resistance to fire damage, as well as either having a burning hand, a fireball, or cast a wall of fire with it. So this was a very good find. Now, tell me, you didn't steal this by any chance, did you?
Did not steal it.
But you found it in your just travels.
I found it as a kid when yeah.
Surprised you didn't realize what this did before that. Be careful with this, but I'm surprised nothing happened in the process of your travels or having this that has caused any of that to take place. But this is what we call a staff of fire.
Do you want to instruct my dear friend on how to use it? Because he obviously doesn't know how. I mean, you could show me and I could show him.
Somebody a little sad they didn't get a fire weapon.
Now I can do fireball too. We could both go in there going fireball.
No, right? Fireball buddies.
Everybody stay away from the magic users.
And he kind of looks around. He goes, "Is there anything else that you need identified or looked at before we part ways? Until I know you have to," he looks at Roxas, says, "I know you have to come back later to get your arrows, but is there anything else that I can help identify or?"
I have something.
B, the thing.
Yes, I have this little idol thing. I'm not sure what it is.
And as you set the idol on his counter, he looks at it and he chuckles and he goes, "Did any of you try to twist its head off?"
No.
And he kind of picks it up and just kind of twists the head, and it pops right off. And as you do that, you kind of see like almost like a white paste in this. And he goes, "These types of healing pendants will be, they're not they're rare, but hold on. They're uncommon. I mean, you could find them around the world. I know a lot of mages and wizards tend to have something like this in on their shelves sometimes, but it is a Keith Thornton's ointment. Now, this ointment, it's a thick mixture, and it does smell kind of faintly of like almost like an aloe, as an aloe. Um, all you have to do is take a very small amount of this ointment, and when you apply it to the skin of any type of creature, it could be one of your fellow travelers, it could be an animal, um, it will regain hit point, it will regain health, but it will also cease to be poisoned, and it will be cured of any disease. But you are limited to how many uses per day that it can actually be used. Thank you for that raid, Scouter. And he kind of pops the head back on and hands it back.
Thank you much.
You handled that so gracefully.
He kind of
bashfully hands.
bashfully looks away.
Strong hands.
You don't need to be shy.
And he kind of mumbles under his breath. I've been single for so long.
Rox just kind of looks to the side and says, "Anybody have a knife? I could cut the innuendo in here with it."
Oh, I mean, I can just be straightforward. I mean, do you guys want to leave and give us a moment?
No.
Do you want a moment, honey?
I have a feeling somebody might have something to say about that.
To throw the first pity lay of the game, I guess.
He doesn't
happen?
he doesn't know
You
what
have
to
to roleplay it out.
Let's not and say we didn't know.
He doesn't know what to say.
Do you have any Marvin Gaye on your computer? Just
Nope.
Listen, you guys, it's not that way. I just need to learn some more magic.
I got some gold in my pocket. I'm ready to go buy a city.
You should go buy your city. I'm gonna learn some spells.
How much
What?
do you think it costs?
King Kong, what do I roll to make Minnica roll a -20 on her next roll? That's awesome.
Hey,
I
and
didn't drink my soda.
Used to play on my stream. We did have one of our team members sleep with the tailor in town so that we could get our Yeti pelt cloaks done faster. So
Guys, he's got magic items. Let me work my magic.
Yeah, that's got to be the pimp.
Little lady, excuse me.
Scotch got that whole Betty White vibe going, getting all the young men involved.
Okay, now every time we talk about Scotch, I'm picturing Betty White in robes. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
I hate doing this, but I'm gonna have to take a quick 2-minute or like a quick 5-minute break. I really need to go to the bathroom. So
About break time, anyways.
We'll just take- yeah,
we're gonna
take
take a
break
early break. So we'll be back in like 5 minutes. Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't have a weight to it.
You
Okay.
can also make your one of your warlock invocations improved packed weapon, where you get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with it, and it can be your spellcasting focus. So that might be something you want to look into too.
But without that stuff that we'll talk about off stream. But welcome back, everybody.
Did we
So
all leave the shop except for Scotch then?
I don't know.
Well, Rox wasn't sticking around for any of that. So
Nope.
I'm just learning magic.
I can only assume that
Escalade is sitting in the
Grizz
living room and he is not moving.
if there were
Escalade's making
camcorders,
sure it's
Escalade would be like,
only gonna be magic that's being taught here.
No
Yep,
problem with that.
I can.
That's up to you.
Here,
I
fine.
assume Driz didn't know what was going on until V was like,
Do
"Come
you
on,
want?
Driz."
Do you? I mean, you could persuade him to leave.
You can try.
You can try to persuade him to leave.
I was gonna
I'm
say
good.
you got the highest charisma, I think, of anybody at the party, so that might be tough.
Yeah.
You should do it just because you can say you did. Yeah.
Hey, Escalade, you should leave.
Should, but I'm not going to.
Oh.
Escalade's like,
Meanwhile,
I'll
Rox
leave
is
if
kinda
you can make me.
eavesdropping from
Is that a
outside and
gnat?
trying not to laugh.
Paybacks are.
You know, whatever,
You know what?
it's fine.
That's a nat 20.
That's
So
a nat 20.
All right, what am
Oh
I
my
rolling?
That'd be a charisma save, wouldn't it?
I would roll a charisma save on that.
All right, I got you.
Since persuasion's a charisma skill, I believe. Dude, that nat 20 though. Oh my
Holy
god!
You have no idea how close that came to being that one.
Guys, Scotch rolled a natural 20 plus 3 for a 23. But then Escalade rolled a 19 plus 7 for a 26.
Meanwhile, in combat, we roll threes.
Oh, I know.
Well, combat's not based on charisma.
Yes, you did, Del.
Yeah, not yet.
I wish I could take a screenshot and post a picture of that in chat right now.
Hold
or
on.
don't. You know.
There. So, with that being said,
Just because you're still here does not mean anything was blocked.
with the wave of his hand, the white mage casts blind. And
A saving throw.
go ahead and roll.
Escalade passes this saving throw.
What is it, con?
Uh,
Blindness, deafness? Hold on, let me look.
I hope the rest of us are gone by now.
Yeah, but like I said, Rox has kind of had his ear to the door, just listening to this. Is really trying not to give away the fact that he's laughing.
Drizz is probably just throwing rocks outside. of
Wait,
his
can
house,
I
but
hear
not
the
listening.
giggles outside the door?
Yeah, it's a con save. Alright, I don't even know what the mage's DC is, but okay. Let's try it. That's a 22.
you fail
You
it.
guys are really not doing too well against him here.
No, but
We old, we don't care.
the mage is powerful enough where it still casts blind on Escalade.
Okay.
That Escalade does the zombie walk forward. Gets a hand in there.
I say, you know what, Escalade, you do whatever you need to do. And then I message him in his head and I say, but do you really want to be here?
Escalade leaves.
Text.
He kind of
Sounds so
follows
sad.
his way out.
Escalade leaves.
Or tries to. He is blind. Thanks for
Runs
talking
into
about.
the door.
And you can kind of hear him like, and if Rox kind of hears him like at the
Rox
door,
opens
trying
the
to
door and leads him out.
tries to help him out.
Triz looks
He
at
says,
him like,
come on, big guy. I'll take you back to the tavern.
What happened to you?
Oh,
Let's just say,
You can tell me over a drink.
let's just say, Scotch got her way.
For now.
For now.
Which one was Scotch's way, the left or the right?
Oh, it's gonna be the left, but you know.
So,
We'll make it right.
so Scotch ends up staying back at the house with the White Wizard. The rest of them kind of go back to towards town, and the White Wizard kind of going to that. He goes, "Now, are you actually wanting to learn magic, or what are you
She wants to
implying?"
learn something magical, but
I want to learn
it ain't
all
spells.
kinds of magic.
I have no doubt Scotch is in for a magical evening.
So that kind of goes. He goes, "Okay," and
To RP that.
we're not RPing anything.
No, we can go back to the rest of the group at the end.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Let's go. Yeah.
But if he's got some scrolls, I will learn some actual magic.
On the way back to the tavern, Rox kind of looks around to see if there's any religious order or something nearby.
Yeah, perception check.
As Rox attempts to change the subject.
11.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary on your way back from the mage's house towards town that you would recognize at least.
Yeah, so much for that idea.
What is the subject that Escalade wants to change it to?
I think Rox wanted to change it.
Oh, I got you. As you guys start walking as you're walking towards the back towards the tavern and the inn,
I assume my vision is slowly returning.
it's slowly returning, and
Can I just say that it's probably a good thing your vision is returning now and that you didn't see anything else? Because I don't think your vision would ever be the same.
Probably not.
I was thinking he's doing the Han Solo thing. Well, my vision must be getting better. It's such a big dark blur. I'm seeing a big light blur.
We gotta go get him some beer goggles. That'll fix his vision here.
Oh, I'm about to have my own beer goggles. I'm about to go to the house of ill repute.
Out of pure curiosity, how long does a blindness spell last?
Now
Only
that
about
Scotch is
a minute.
occupied.
only about a minute.
1 minute? Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
not that long.
I want
Good, just
Escalade
figured it
to
out.
roll perception for me.
Would
With
be at a disadvantage?
I want him to do it with advantage.
With advantage.
With advantage.
Interesting.
Well, because you're not using your eyes for this perception. You're using your ears. So I want you have like as you're you kind of hear.
Oh.
Your senses enhance while you're blinded.
12 plus 3, 15.
As you're as you're kind of being guided through town, you got your hand kind of on Rox's shoulders. You kind of hear off to your left what sounds like some bells, like some church bells.
Interesting.
So yeah, you kind of hear that.
I immediately say to the group, does anyone else hear that? Those bells?
Can't
We
say I
can go
do.
that
Roll perception if you want to roll. If you want to see if you hear them.
Well, I just
Try
rolled
to-
perception and failed, so I'm.
You
imagining
rolled
that I
Arcana.
had-
You
Well,
actually.
I rolled a
that was
20.
an accident. I'm talking the earlier
I
one.
got
Oh.
a 26.
I got a 20.
Brax hears it. Driz hears it.
V.
Dude, 21. Or everybody
V
have
doesn't
like
hear it.
I
wood to
got it.
knock
I got
on
a
real
4.
quick? Does everybody have wood to knock on? Because I'm about to say something that might jinx us, but looking like 2021 might be our year for rolls.
Oh boy.
4, so I wouldn't say that.
And now we get nothing higher than a 5 for the
I
rest.
mean, we're not
I told you,
hitting
knock on
anything.
that wood.
V's the only one that doesn't hear it because she's on the right side of the group and maybe is a little farther away.
I have people in my ear.
Yeah, you just kind of hear.
go.
I hear the hubbub.
I
of everybody.
kind of redirect rocks, and I'm like, we need to go this way. Towards the bells.
We? Why?
Alrighty.
I'm
Wait,
getting.
what? Why?
Is there a particular reason?
If I kind of sense like, I feel like that would be, those bells would be from a temple of the Ilmater. And if that's
All
true,
right.
I need to speak to the priest.
Give me 1 second,
Sounds
sorry.
like a plan. I was kind of hoping to find someone who might be able to give us some insight on our erstwhile enemy here.
Sitting here sweating my butt off. Had to
Well,
turn
it's
the air
that fiery
conditioner
dragon
on.
behind you, no wonder.
He's keeping your butt warm.
I had to go turn the air conditioner on. So you guys start heading towards what you guys believe is a temple of some sort. As you guys are walking through town, you're noticing that there are more and more I want to call them more like they're more low life. Like you're kind of walking more like through the ghetto area of town, which kind of surprises you that there is a temple in this area of town. But as you guys keep walking, a lot of the people that you notice, they're poor, they look sickly, they're out on the streets playing dice.
What?
I was gonna say, do we need to roll some sort of a persuasion check to make sure that we can keep Driz from joining a dice game?
Driz, if you're telling me that people are here playing dice, there's no way I just got 10,000 gold pieces and I'm not gonna roll some dice.
Driz wants to go gamble. Do you guys want to try to convince her not to right now?
This is like the guys in Fast and Furious who put like their entire thing on red.
Racing for pink slips over here.
Yeah. Like the guys at the end that went to the casino put like their entire take on red.
That sure is Driz. I pulled out 18 platinum pieces? That's my spending money right now. Let's go.
We say Scout is doing her own thing. We can maybe limit her.
Well, she's only got
starts to
But not
reach
stop her.
out like he's gonna try to stop her, and then just kind of decides it's not worth it.
Right.
Pulling the money out.
You guys don't want a piece of this action?
And they kind of look
Oh,
at you and like
good.
their eyes light up because they've never seen platinum pieces.
What we playing for?
And I like swish like 3 little platinum pieces out like they're playing cards in my fingers here.
Rox just
What we
shakes his head.
paying?
She's losing it all.
Okay, you
I
guys
heard
go
that.
to the temple. I'm gonna hang out here and make sure that Driz doesn't get in trouble.
Didn't
mean,
Owe
last
me
time
5
she
platinum
win, though?
pieces if I don't lose it all.
Didn't last time she win though?
I think.
Rox looks
I-
at Jester
I
and
went
says,
even last time, I think.
Rox looks at Brax and says, "What? You afraid to step into a temple?"
No, I'll go. You guys sure she's okay?
She'll be fine.
She's a monk. She could beat up half this town without trying.
Point taken. Let's go get our temple
Not
on.
only will she be fine, but she doesn't have all the platinum on her, so
She's
she can't
Thank
lose more than
God.
what she has.
and
If we hear something about her head back to the bank to do another withdrawal, then we'll step.
Then we can.
So So you guys start kind of walking down, keep walking towards the bells. You notice that the bells, you don't hear them anymore for those that heard them. So like you feel like it's like the top of the hour or at the point
We
where they would
notice like anybody walking like
roll me a
towards
perception.
Is his sight fully back
His
now?
sight is
It
fully
should be.
back by this point.
Ooh.
Yeah,
There
you
go.
you
I got
do
20.
see a couple people in like some not like pure white robes, but like some they're brown robes. That kind of look like they would be of holy
Kind of
work.
things you'd see at a monastery.
Yeah. Kind of walking in the same direction that you guys are walking. Towards the bells. They're probably about 15, 20 paces ahead of you guys. So they're not far ahead of you, but they're walking the same direction.
Gotcha.
Driz, I want you to roll me 2d6
At the same time.
at
or
the same
separately?
time.
I got a 6 and a 4, so that's one nat 4.
That's a nat 4, but how much was your first bet? I should have asked you that first.
Oh, yeah, that would have been helpful. I guess since I was gonna use just the gold pieces.
You have
see.
platinum on you now. Well, no, you do.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I meant the platinum pieces.
You
I
do
took out.
have gold. You should have gold on you though.
Oh yeah, and I even already had platinum pieces on me too, but I was only gonna use what I just got, so I don't know, 3 platinum pieces at first.
All right, because that's what you kind of had out in your hands, like you were
Oh
like.
well, I guess if I'm gambling, I have to let them to be able to match my bet, so maybe just one at a time.
And they kind of come.
magically-
They come. Like the group of them kind of have to combine to match your bet.
At 3 or
If
do I have to
Driz
go with the
goes
1?
all in, they're dead.
You're just like, here, you just bought some dice, we're done.
So the guy rolls behind you, and actually they all kind of get upset and be like, "You won this first one."
Let's roll them again. Come on, you guys can't be out yet.
So they kind of gather up some gold pieces and they put 10 down. The first guy rolls and it's double sixes.
Oh, look at you, the high roller. Oh,
And they're like, "Yeah, we won!" Like they got all
I got a
excited.
2 and a 6.
They got all excited. So they go, "You got enough for another? You got enough for another?"
you bet I do.
All right, double or nothing this time. Double or nothing. They keep
Double or
they
nothing.
keep the 20 in. You roll first. You roll first.
You read my mind.
I got a 7 that time altogether.
They rolled a 2
2
and a 5, and I rolled 2 4s. So they win again. They go, "Yes, we win again. We win again. Like they're getting excited. Like they've never they had to scrounge around to match your first 2 bets.
Just like slams her fist down so hard that the dice like bounce a little bit.
Roll me a strength check.
I got a 21.
In the process of you doing that, you actually break the board that they're using.
Just like does like some shifty eyes side to side, and she's like,
And they all kind of stand up and kind of back away a little bit.
That was like that when Driz found it.
And they all kind of got, like, you could tell that they're pissed off. Like, this is like they kind of they kind of pick up the board and their dice and they just kind of walk away. Like, you could tell that they're not happy. Like, but they're not gonna bop like. There's a lot of them around, but they're not like if you were able to break their board like that, they're not even gonna attempt to do anything. Like they don't.
They're going to get more people, and the next thing you know, we're gonna be fighting half the town.
Oof.
So they kind of get mad and walk away. Like you can tell that they're all frustrated
With my money.
You lost 4 platinum or 40 platinum. No, 4 platinum.
No, 4 platinum. I didn't even have 40
lost
platinum.
40 platinum.
She had 18 total.
So
wait a second.
It's like just flips the table that we were playing at. And then goes in whatever direction these guys went in. I don't know if I can find my way with my rage, but better than being here anymore.
I disappeared.
For remove.
There's been a lot of laughter tonight.
I dropped a dice. So you guys are like you kind of like keep walking in the same direction as they do. Like you can.
So they probably think I'm following them.
Well, not those guys. Like you start walking towards
the rest of us who were headed toward the chapel or whatever it was.
Okay.
Whew. So you kind of like you can see like Escalade. Like you can still see like Escalade and rocks as they're walking ahead of you. So you kind of run up to catch up and.
I was gonna say, should we look around and check on her, or... but never mind if she's coming up here.
Yeah. She's walking towards you guys. So she's not gonna run up, but like you wanna do a look real quick to see if she's still there or what. You can roll perception.
Yeah, she can catch up to us.
All right. When she's,
I'm not worried. You guys said she was cool, so
yeah.
So you guys are walking. You probably walk for about just a couple more minutes before you actually come up almost to like I don't want to say it's a dead end, but it kind of. Oh, I guess it would be a dead end where you actually have to turn. Like you kind of turn right as you're following the people in the brown robes, and you see this big church, like this big cathedral, in front of you, like a nice like a nice courtyard with like white picket fences and flowers, and there's some fountains. Like it looks like it's very well maintained, but you still have that kind of that confusion of why the church is so close to the slums.
Do I notice any like symbols or
roll me a perception check?
Iconography.
Yeah.
while he rolls, Brax is just gonna say,
10
how does
plus
that...
3, 13.
Go ahead. No, keep going, Brax.
Sorry, I was trying to get in here real quick before the roll. How does that nice of a building end up amongst all these poor people? It doesn't feel right.
People give to the church.
The church takes.
Pretty much.
Depends on the church.
Yeah.
From where you're at the moment, you don't really notice anything that looks familiar to you for your almater. But as you guys start getting closer, you just like the other one, you kind of see almost like a cement seal, like on the wall right near the like kind of the doorway. That's the same symbol from the other one, the other temple that you guys went to.
Right.
Yeah, by the weird abandoned town from the past.
So not the one we went to where I gave up my shield and got
that
my amulet. but the
No.
first one from the
It was
town
the first
we were
one that I
in.
got my idol from.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was no. It should be the one that you got your amulet
Those
from.
are the same places.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It was
No,
two
no,
different.
no.
Things you guys are
There's-
talking about.
Two different places. The first one, when we went to the town that was completely laid waste,
Yeah.
and there was a church. That's where V got her amulet. That
Yeah,
was
and you
not
went
a temple.
outside that church, and when you
No,
did
he's
your-
not
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about where he did the oath. He's talking about where he gave
Yeah.
up his shield. His
Yeah. The second one we went to.
Oh.
The second
we were
one
looking
is
for
where
my
I was.
brother.
Thought you were talking about the other one.
The
No,
one
no,
that
no.
the
I
one-
did it first too. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
all right, so
The one where you dropped your shield off and
Okay.
So the
okay,
one-
So this is the temple of the Omada.
yeah, because as you got closer and you actually noticed the seal, like the Almader's seal on the outside of the building by the door.
Right.
so Rox looks around to see if he can see a head monk or priest anywhere.
Yeah.
From the outside you don't see anybody, like you don't see like a head monk. So
I
you,
opened the door.
and you have a middle-aged or what looks like a middle-aged man kind of welcomes you into the chapel or to the cathedral, and he goes, "Welcome, my sons and daughters. What can I do for you today?"
I pull out my necklace and I say thank you. I am a paladin of the Omada.
Oh,
We need to speak to the head priest.
a brother, yes, and he ushers you into the church and brings you kind of to the back of the building into a room where the head is sitting behind a luxurious desk, kind of with like scrolls sprawled out across it, and he's kind of reading books, and looks like he's researching some stuff. And he kind of looks up. "Thank you, Samus. Thank you. Can I help you?"
And I say yes. My friend has some questions for you, but before that, I wanted to pay my pittance for coming into a large sum of coin, and I give him 50 platinum. I said, this is for the church to take care of those that cannot take care of themselves in accordance with the will of the Omada.
"Thank you, my son. Thank you very much for this generous donation. We'll make sure all those that are in need of help will receive it in your honor." What? And he kind of looks at you. "What is your name, my son?"
My name is Terry Jackson, but you will make that donation in the name of the Grand. What is his rank? I don't even remember what we said his rank was. My brother.
Oh, I don't remember. General, I thought.
Yeah, we'll go with General.
General.
We'll say you'll make it in the name of General Mark Jackson of the Royal Army.
And
He is my brother, and it is on his behalf that my doing. Honor him.
Yeah.
I make this donation.
And he graciously thanks you for the donation, and he kind of writes that information down and into his books, and he takes the 50 platinum and puts it into his into a lockbox. And he continues and says, "Yes, this will allow us to purchase many sets of clothing, many sets of many meals, we've been in need of some, like, it might look very luxurious, of a cathedral, but we haven't had lots of money recently, so this is definitely going to help with some repairs and help us bring back what this church was to do for our people. And he's just continuously thanking you for the generous donation.
Yep. All right. Go ahead, Rox.
The Rox reaches in and pulls out the sign of the order, puts it down on the desk. He says, I'm Roxar Thon of the Order, probably the last one left. We're trying to track down a necromancer by the name of Tyrannus. I was wondering if you'd heard any word.
I've heard that name before. It's been a very long time, but I do know the name. And he kind of sits there and ponders for a minute. He goes, the last I knew, he was on the other side of the planet, like, of the world, in a cathedral. He sits there for a second, and he goes, what was the name of that cathedral? The Demon Duchess?
Yeah, we chased him out of there.
He was badly hurt.
If he's been chased out of, I mean, from what my that was the last known location to me. I'm not quite sure if I can be of any help. Otherwise, I'm severely sorry. But knowing that he is out of the cathedral, what did it look like? I mean, the cathedral. I mean, did it look the same after he left? I mean, I recall that being a luxurious castle. The castle was, beautiful before him and his demons and whatnot took it over and turned it into the Demon Duchess.
There was definitely a reaction, let's just put it that way. Is there anybody in town who might have a little bit more information or give us an idea of where we can start looking?
As he kind of sits there and ponders for a minute, he goes, not to my knowledge, my son. I mean, we do get travelers in here that talk from time to time, but I like I said, the last known location to him was at that cathedral. I mean, if you return in the near future, I can see what I can find, if I can find some information out. I know we have a white mage who might be able to do some. I can't think of the word.
Divination.
Divination. Yeah, he might be able to do something here in town, but I don't know. I mean, I can go talk to him, or you can go, if you can go visit him and talk to him and see if he can help you. But I'm sorry that I couldn't be any more helpful. But he kind of, like, he goes, can I look at this? Can I pick this up?
Yes, go ahead.
And he looks at you, he's like, it's not mine. I feel it's, I need to ask. And he kind of
yes, you may pick it up.
And he picks it up and he kind of studies this for a minute. He goes, said you were the Order. And, like, you can kind of see, like, he's upset. Like, you can tell he's becoming, like, not, like, like, you can see kind of some tears falling And he kind of looks at you and he goes, "It's been a very long time since I've seen one of these." And he goes,
You
he
do
kind
have
of
the order.
he kind of stutters, and he's just starts shaking, like his hand starts shaking, and he kind of sets it down, and he goes, "My brother was in the order."
What was his name?
He kind of gets just like you could tell he's like distraught, and he goes, oh god, I wasn't even planning this.
Random name generator. Ho.
Yes.
Wait, we just need to make a big list and gift it to Cubby.
We'll call him Bob.
I used to have a book of baby
Bob
names.
with 2 B's.
We shall call him Tim.
Tim. My name is Tim.
Timmy.
They're all gonna be Cabbage Carrie. Cabbages used to be a big thing when we first started this campaign. Chat, this is all about us having a billion cabbages for some reason.
Cabbages.
Cabbage stand.
He looks at you and he goes, his name was Volman Leofera.
I said that one back to the best.
I know, right?
I'm not spelling that, bro.
Rox kind of sits down. I'm assuming there's a chair or something right
Yeah.
next to the desk.
If you want to roll a history check to see if you recognize the name, go for it.
Sure. Because if I do, I have kind of a cool thing I was going to do with it. So, 13.
You hold on.
Probably not somebody I knew well.
You recognize the name, like you didn't know him you didn't know him very well, but you knew who he was.
Right. So I kind of sit down and look over him, and it says, one of my trainers said that he was one of the best he had. One of the best trackers. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of good men to this necromancer.
And then he goes, "That's why I recognize the name." And like we have a lot of travelers that come through a lot of different orders, different organizations, different groups, but I remember when he left to go join the order. And when I got word that he was killed is one reason why I joined the church.
Well, I can tell you this. I may not have known him personally, but I knew him enough by reputation. He didn't go down without a fight.
Well, that makes me feel better. Knowing that. Thank you, my son. Thank you.
Rox reaches in, pulls out 10 platinum, sets them on the desk, and says, "In honor of your brother."
And he bows and thanks you graciously. And does the same thing, kind of like, and you still see kind of some tears rolling down his face and filling out his logs, and you see him write his brother's name, and he kind of stands up and kind of puts his hand on his shoulder and he goes, "Thank you for that." Closure is always big for us.
I also want you to know that I made sure that anyone I was able to find could not be re-raised by this madman.
That's also good to hear.
Rock stands back up. He picks the order token up off the desk and says, "If you can find out any information before we leave, please let me know."
I will. And he looks at you and says, "I will do my best. I can't make any promises, but I will definitely see what I can come up with."
That's all anyone can ask for.
Anybody? Oh, forgot to send that to Juster. Um, anything else to be done in said cathedral? Is there anything you need to do, Escalade, other than the donation, or?
No, I'm good.
All right. Um.
So if we head back to the tavern, is like Scotch gonna join us?
Scotch has places to be tonight. She's got breakfast in the morning waiting for her, I bet. The most magical
I mean that
breakfast of all time.
I mean officially that's up to Scotch on how much time she wants to spend up there.
What does Cubby have to roll to see if this mage actually cooks breakfast in the morning?
Just roll me a d20.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
How do
I just want to see if we
roll
can get
a
Cubby to turn as
dice?
red as a
Just
dragon behind him.
exclamation point roll
The
20.
green screen just takes it.
Please come back a 1.
Thanks. What is that?
My 20 does not count. That does not count. I was making sure that's how it was done.
He still rolled a 17.
Scotch rolled a 17. I rolled outside of that. So Scotch ends up spending the night at. She ends up passing out on the couch at said.
On the couch, huh?
Right.
This is gonna miss
She
you, baby.
she spends the night at the wizard's house, the mage's house.
He just has a couch. That's it. So.
No, Scotch didn't know what she was getting in for, and this guy actually only has a futon.
I just love Fantasy's air quotes. That was perfect.
Couch.
What's that mage's name?
I never said it. I don't know.
Is it couch?
Bob.
Couch.
Bob
Everyone's
Couch.
We'll just call him Joralden. Joralden.
With Scotch apparently already disposed,
Listen.
Escalade will head.
Listen. Joralden is passed out.
House
Okay.
of
Okay.
Well, you have
Scotch
to remember,
is
Scotch
reading-
can drink both the captain and Escalade under the table. Joralden's
listen
got
to
no
me.
chance.
Joralden
one
is
time.
passed out, and Scotch is reading her brand new book. Okay. She's learning some magic, some other magic.
Escalade's learning some magic too. He's going to the house of the oldest profession known to man, and gonna take care of what didn't happen last time.
I like how you had so many opportunities to probably do this, and you're like, wait a second. Scotch isn't getting some, and I'm not. That's not okay.
Right.
So Escalade's peeling off from the group for one of those fancy ladies the sailors really like.
Elmater houses here in town. So Escalade pretty much leaves he leaves the cathedral. Now he leaves the house of God.
Right. Right. He took care of that situation.
He
You
paid.
guys got to make another
Yeah,
donation.
why do you think he paid the pittance?
Please tell me it's another monetary donation and not what I'm thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
He
lord.
pays his pittance to his god.
Cubby's almost as red as the dragon behind him now.
I mean, look, guys, he doesn't want to go to the priest after.
Hey,
I mean, come on.
Right.
need I remind Cubby that
You get
when
that
you
out of the
started
way.
That would be an
campaign,
interesting.
Peter.
That would be an interesting confession.
when we started this campaign, you
Well,
said
5
it was going to
minutes
be
ago.
open world and we could do
Look.
whatever we wanted, and this is
I
what
still
we've
got-
chosen.
This is what we've chosen.
All right,
Still
fine.
got like
All right, here.
a bunch of platinum,
All right, hold on.
and you know,
Bunch of platinum.
Okay,
You gonna go get more now?
so Escalade
We all get a bunch
leaves
of
the
platinum when we
cathedral.
start hoarding down.
So Escalade leaves the cathedral and he goes off he starts kind of talking with some of the town folk as he's walking away, and he asks where the house of repute.
I mean, I was gonna say we're already in kind of a disreputable section of town. I'm sure they know where this house is.
And they kind of point him off to the direction of said house. and he goes off to that house to do his thing.
Right.
I want to find some street kids to drop some money off of him.
And then Jester, or not Jester, Brax kind of walks. I kind of wanted, like, it's almost like that whole scene in Aladdin where the kids are kind of just sitting there on the side of the street and they're just kind of like, you know that scene like where he kind of gives them the bread, or he secretly like in the live action he kind of gives the pouch of dates to him and says shh and keeps walking away. That's kind of like what you end up doing. Like, you find a couple kids just kind of sitting there, kind of brother and sister just sitting on the ground, kind of like you could tell that they've been out for a while and like they look tired, they look hungry.
And I'm giving them 10 platinum.
And this is in like a pouch, kind of like the same way.
Yes.
Or so you kind of like bend down and bend down.
Because he probably doesn't want everybody seeing that he's giving them 10 platinum.
We're not sprinkling it across the street.
So it's the same way like in the live action Aladdin. Like, he kind of hands them the bag and goes shh and just keeps walking away.
Precisely.
And they you could you kind of look back and like you can just see the excitement like on their faces. They've never seen this much money before. And they kind of get up and kind of like they kind of get up and run to you, and they catch up and they give you a hug. Like, and they thank you gracefully, and they actually kind of run more into town because they know they like you can kind of see them head towards the bank. And then the rest, I'm assuming the rest of you kind of just go back to to the tavern, or
as you're doing that, as Lisa's Rox is doing that, you kind of see him not necessarily wipe his eyes, but you can see that he's been thinking a little bit about the conversation with the priest and kind of mutters under his breath, "I could use a drink, and I'm not talking tea."
So I assume like V, Brax, and Driz eventually catching up. We're all kind of like waiting for Rox to be done, right?
Well, Rox is. What do you mean?
We're at the cathedral, right?
You all left.
Oh. Well, so we're at the inn right now?
Well, you're heading. You're heading back to town.
Yeah, I just wanted to I'm just trying to figure out who all is still left in the group.
Yeah, no.
At some point, you probably. I mean, at some point, you would rejoin us after you couldn't really find the guys.
I assumed that Driz caught up.
I totally forgot that you weren't even with the group anymore. Sorry.
Oh, she was walking.
Well, she was walking behind.
Right.
So I think you would have caught up.
Caught up while they were talking. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You can join us at any time, Scotch.
Can
I? So Brax, Rox, V, and Driz are all walking back to the tavern. Rox, I want Driz, Brax, and V to roll a perception check to see if they actually heard me say that. If they heard what Rox said.
I got that 20.
V definitely did.
26.
V, Driz.
Really on that?
And Brax, you
all three of you heard.
Now, did you actually
hear? Great whisperer.
Well, did you actually hear what he said?
Yes.
Like a few minutes ago?
Yes.
Okay, V did, but did Driz or did you two actually hear what he said?
I assume maybe I didn't necessarily hear what he said, but he's got one of them sad sailor looks on his face. So I'm gonna give him my old clasp on the shoulder and be like, "Buddy, drinks on us tonight."
Oh man, I'm missing him drinking.
Oh, come back from the come back.
I got stuff.
We're gonna have quite the brunch tomorrow.
You can see Rox actually looks over at Driz. You see also like a little bit of appreciation there, and he says, "I could use that."
Go back and have a few.
Thumbs up.
So
I guess we're just gonna go back and get wasted then.
I wouldn't
Have
say
another
that,
drinking
but
competition
yeah.
without scotch.
See if I can have a few.
I
Wait
mean, it's
for,
up to Scott. Like
the
they
other
said,
two
it's
to-
up to Scotch to show up whenever she wants to show up. She doesn't have to spend the night with Mr.
That's
Mayans.
I mean, if you're gonna spend the night, I think we're like wrapping up our day, right? We're all gonna
Yeah.
get drunk and go to bed.
She's not just gonna leave. She's at least gonna wake him up and be like, "Cause manners." She's
Escalade's gonna show up at like 4
I'm not your
a.m.
name, but
after
manners.
he gets kicked out of his establishment.
All right, so Escalade happens to be at the House of Repute and doing his thing. I need Escalade to roll me a.
If Escalade gets blocked again, I'm gonna bust up.
No, I want you to roll me a perception check.
Plus 3, 15.
So while you are in one of the rooms doing your thing, you don't know this, but because of the area of town that you were in, whatever coin you had on your person is now gone. So
How would that even be a thing? They would have to get into the room, know where I put it.
The hookers be spying on you, man.
it's an area of thievery.
The House of Ill Repute's probably a front for it.
Right there. I don't know. I'll read that. So, by the time when you're, are you gonna? So in the time, meanwhile, while you're getting ready to go back and you're kind of putting your stuff back on, you don't hear the clang of coin as you're like putting your pants on or whatever, putting your stuff back together.
Church. I gave 20 to the wizard.
You had, per my calculation, you had 30 left.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. I'll just say the platinum was taken. Like whatever gold you had on you is still there. They took the platinum.
Do I recognize this? Do I know?
You notice it as you could feel the weight difference as you're putting things on and getting ready to leave.
I go down to. I get dressed. I storm down to the person in charge, and I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
And
with the raid.
Robo Pig Raid.
Make a charisma saving throw.
The Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
He rolled a 10, so he does not pass.
Alright, an affected creature. You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice. I put it on the person. Until the spell ends, the creature that enters the spell area for the first time, yada yada yada, starts to turn there, must make a saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius.
Okay.
You know whether each creature succeeds or fails. In its saving throw, an affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie, but such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of truth. However, be aware that whoever this person is now has a pissed off 6'9", 450-pound paladin with his glaive out in front of him. I would
So you've
not
got kind of that
suggest being
combination of zone
evasive.
of truth and intimidation going.
Yeah. So, and I'll roll intimidation, but I have a +7 to it. So, I'm like, where's my money?
He looks at you. What are you talking about? I don't steal anybody.
Stop talking. I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to answer it. See,
Well,
that's how this works.
I understand.
Now, again, where's my money?
How much are we talking about?
Enough that you're not safe in the next period of time
10
unless
minutes?
I find out how my money is, where my money went. Your health and well-being.
He looks at you in a like literally in a shocked manner and has no clue. Like he literally tells you, "I have no clue what you're talking about." I just
I find out who has my money.
he looks at you and he goes, "It could be anybody." I mean, we do have people that come in here through windows and back doors that I try to keep closed that will
Okay.
that have
Who
little
are these people?
random slum buckets.
No.
That's who
We're
they
not doing
are.
this correctly. We're gonna start over.
I don't know
I'm gonna
who
ask
they
you who has
are.
my money, and you're gonna tell me. Or, and I put the glaive towards him, we have a serious problem.
And he literally looks at it and he goes, "I don't know who has your money. I have issues with people getting into my building. They have little cracks and nooks and crannies that they crawl through floors and will steal stuff. You're not the first person this has happened to." And like, I mean, you could roll an insight check on it if you want.
Yeah, 13.
I mean, even with the 13, like, I mean, he looks you in the eye like fear. Like, you can tell he's like scared shitless. Like that. Like he has a truth spell on. Like he can tell he has this spell on it. Like he can't. Because the spell, like he would avoid answering questions in which you would normally respond with a lie. But I mean, I'm kind of looking at the spell.
Here's the deal. You got one day. Either you or someone finds out who has my money and brings it back here, or we're going to have a serious problem. And you can mark my words on that.
And he looks at you and he goes, then please go to constable and talk with him, because I tell you truth. I only run the front of house. I book rooms.
If I find out that you had anything to do with my money being stolen,
he opens up like he like look.
I'll have your head on a stick.
You can look in box. All my money go in box. This is only platinum. What you gave me earlier is all I have. And he even like undoes his button, like his pockets out of his pants. Like, I have no money on me. Like, he's literally, like, scared shitless. Like, he's got, like you said, this 6 foot, 400 pound, 6'5", 400 something pound guy with a glaive in his face. He doesn't want to die.
I head to the tavern.
And Escalade meets up with the rest of them. And as you walk in, you notice a half-drunk Rox, a half-drunk Driz, a sober V, because I don't think V would be drinking alcohol. Or am I wrong?
Wait, V said that she was gonna have a few with us.
Okay.
I'm sitting here drinking wine.
Classy. Yep.
And then Brax,
I go up to the bar and I call the bartender over. I hand him 5 gold. And I say, listen, if somebody comes in here with money, and I mean real money, not like I just want card game money, but real money. You know what I'm talking about? And they're flashing around money that they shouldn't have. You let me know.
If I hear anything or if I see anything, I'll try to find you and track you down.
It won't be hard.
You're a big guy. You're easy to catch. And she goes, you gave me 5 gold for information. Here's the biggest ale I can pour.
Thank you. I go sit down with the group. I don't let on anything about the money being taken.
Okay.
Hey, the big man back!
I'll be like, let's go.
Have a
Keep
drink,
drinking.
big man, and I like put my
Let's go.
glass up to his lips, and I'm like trying to pour it into his face.
Hey, big guy.
Open wide. Here come the.
Wait, there are airplanes in D&D.
Here comes the pseudo dragon.
Pseudo dragon, the blimp.
Pseudo dragon.
Here comes
Pour the
Buttercat.
whole thing into his mouth, if possible.
Here comes Buttercat.
Oh, yeah, butter.
Poor Buttercat has seen things Buttercat didn't need to see.
Your familiar can only go so far from you.
You know.
Rox tries to stand and like pat Escalade on the back. And I'm almost wondering if I should do an athletics check.
I was just gonna say
being drunk.
I was just about to say do an athletics check at disadvantage.
Can I do a check to make sure if I...
He actually
falls?
succeeds with a 19.
Never mind, he's got this.
Holy cow!
At
Our rolls
disadvantage, well, I
tonight
rolled a
are
20 and a
freaking
19.
Yeah.
We gotta tally up how many
Hey.
19s and 20s we've gotten tonight.
You
More than
successfully.
we've gotten in the rest of the campaign.
Oh, I
Okay,
know.
if we
Put
start
together,
fighting,
all of last year put together, we haven't rolled this many.
when we go into combat, that's all gone.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
We've already
Nope.
seen that because when she was gambling, it was all gone.
Hey, those were D6s.
Yeah, those were only
to be
D6s.
fair.
She won the first roll.
And I
Lost everything
surprisingly
else.
rolled
Yeah.
high on my second 2 rolls.
Darn twos.
Okay,
So-
well, since he had such a successful athletics check, he stands, and because he's drunk and all, it ends up doing kind of a flourish as he reaches over to pat us in the back, say, "About time you join us, man."
You
He's just
notice.
kind of sitting there watching just to make sure he doesn't
Look
stumble.
who's been drinking,
but-
man.
Just like points at the rocks.
Just the rocks. Hey, I didn't think you could get rocks drunk until I met rocks. ha ha ha. You get it? Like the rocks on the beach?
Even Rock starts laughing as he sits back down because, you know, everything's funny to him right now.
Yeah, Drew's is pretty new to drinking, seeing as she didn't drink until she aged 39 years of that stupid gone.
I'm slowly drinking, but I'm more so watching.
Yeah, poor
The
Escalade's
bar.
probably like the sober person who showed up at the frat party.
Rox looks over at him and goes, "You're not going to let me out drink you, are you?"
Like, you know, just taking it easy. Man, we all good.
I'm so sad Scotch is missing this.
Join us anytime.
No, you're not.
Scotch is having a pretty good night of her own.
Right? But we don't
The
know. We didn't roll
sacrifices Scotch
performance
makes to
checks.
have her own magic
Nobody
evening.
else in the party's gotten laid all. You know, we played this game for a year. Nobody
Well, no,
else got that far.
Escalade got laid. He just got theft at the same time.
Almost.
Well, he kind of got laid at the beginning of the game, but it wasn't much.
Almost. Yeah. Then I had
I'm
a
sorry.
snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, Scotch made her own magic happen tonight.
Right.
She got her own fireworks for the new year.
We haven't rolled a performance check for the
Just
wizard
made
yet, so we don't
just
know what
hit-
kind of night.
Give me any
Scotch has had.
actual magic.
So-
Rox lifts the ale, and he's sitting there, and he's kind of waving a bit, and he goes, "Did we get back on the boat?"
And we're done with the boat.
Well, I'm not getting. I'm as drunk as I'm not getting on the boat drunk. I already hate the thing anyway.
No, not do we get? No,
Hey, wait a
it's-
second. Hold
he's
on.
weaving. Okay, apparently nobody caught on to what was going on.
Oh, I did.
I have a question. So, there's two entities we have not spoke of tonight. Both of which, I guess, are in limbo at this moment, right? Gorag, I guess, he joined the crew, so he's good.
Yeah, he'll probably
the
be
child.
captain.
Yeah, where's little orphan boy?
I asked. I
happened
was
to
gonna bring him up
Orphan
tonight,
Boy?
but I didn't remember his name. I asked in chat, in our chat.
Here's his buddy.
Who
What happened to
cares?
him?
Let me see if
Because I was gonna hook him up with
Is
some
he
new clothes and
staying with
stuff.
the boat? Is he staying with us? What is going on with him?
He was staying on the
Do we have
boat.
a sidekick? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I would think.
I don't
We
know if the
should've just
boat's
made
staying
him haul all
around.
that
though,
money
so-
back.
Hold on. I could find this.
I don't know why I just thought of him, but all of a sudden that came to me like. We have
I'm not gonna
people we've
lie, that
forgotten.
is usually something I would write down, but I purposely did not write his name down because Drews would never remember that.
I
in a
I
million
have it
years.
right here.
Well, especially because Driz was not a fan.
Yeah,
Right.
poor kid.
Oh wait.
Knackmere.
That.
Why does he look like a monkey?
Well, that's just
Oh,
the
he's a rock
picture that was
Oh, that's
given
right. He was
to
a
him.
gnome. I was thinking he was a human.
Oh no! Hold on. That was the wrong one.
Why does he look like a monkey?
Yeah,
Because it was the wrong one.
You racist?
Hold on, I gotta
Against rock
scroll
gnomes,
down.
I
to this
guess I
picture.
am.
There.
Yeah.
That. See, it's not even showing up now.
It says page not found.
Yeah, he might have deleted the character. You give
Orphan boy dead? Did he
no.
die?
Sam, I had Sammy make the character, and he might have got rid of him to make room for something else. I'll make somebody tomorrow and send it to you. But no, he's still. I guess
Sam's
he's
gonna
still on
be-
the boat.
We could just call him Oliver for now.
There
There we
is
go.
His
if you
name's
go under
Mowgli.
extras. So if you go under any character, it doesn't matter whose sheet it is.
I thought we did
you
that.
go under extras
Jester,
click
add
manage
him to your
extras.
inventory.
and then sidekick. You should
Yeah,
be
they're
able to pull
also
up
bonds.
sidekicks.
You put them in your bonds.
Sidekick.
Rox kind of puts the ale back down and is still listing around a bit. Kind of looks at the table and goes,
If you need a
So
cubby, I can
good.
send you
And kind of like
that block.
Oh,
falls back
I
into
found
the
it.
booth.
Drizza like taps Brax in the chest and says, "If he puke, I get 5 platinum. If he puke, I get 5 platinum."
We're high rollers now. 5 platinum.
I meant to. Oh, I didn't mean to say gold, but then I started saying platinum, so now I gotta stick to it.
You see, Rock's like trying to fumble around in his pouch of teas, and finally just kind of looks at V and holds it up and goes, "You know which one I need."
Yep, working on it.
Is V your DD?
Classic mom just sipping like wine while she's letting the kid like kids
I'll let the
play.
kiddos all drink. I'll just kind of hang out and watch.
So what are we working on here? What are we betting? I heard. I was.
Depends on if Brax took me up on my offer.
Oh, I did.
So do I need to make like some form of roll to see that if V can get the tea brewed before I end up yakking?
There's a lot going on right now.
I don't know, maybe
Everything
I
always
need
end
to
up in a
make
bet
a-
with us.
I know, right?
because my character,
what we
one
do,
of
we
her
end up
flaws
with some
is
kind of
having a
bet.
gambling addiction. Is one of my character's flaws. So
I need fantasy to roll me just a D20 and rocks.
Oh, I would have thought it'd be a medicine for V.
Yeah. All right. That works. That works. Let's do.
Stabilize a dying companion or diagnose an illness.
Yes.
An illness.
Just roll a medicine check, and then I.
Stabilize, keep from ralphing.
He's dying.
Can I get this drunk person water fast enough?
I think.
Nope.
I think our wizard should have to make a Constitution save after our evening.
Is this like STD related?
Oh my
Maybe.
god.
Ha! 18.
Rocks,
It's a
roll me a
wisdom
D.
check.
Do just a D20 disadvantage.
Dude.
She has to break out that healing ointment.
I almost
How do
thought
you-
you were
how
gonna
do
say she
I-
has to break out them basement shackles.
Just roll 2 D20s.
What?
No, yeah, she
Wait.
gets that tea made
No,
because.
I think AZ rolled that wrong.
No, I just told him to roll
No.
2 D20s, and
I don't-
unless he rolls a one.
I think something.
No,
didn't...
he only rolled 1d20.
I tried rolling 2 D20s.
Then that's what I was wondering. I think you might have set your roll to 2 somehow. Yeah, no, yeah. There's 1d20.
Well, he just rolled a nat 1, so I don't think he
Your
can
other
do
roll's a
any
2 and a
worse than
1.
that.
Nope.
Well,
I
he
think-
could. I mean,
I think we're gonna see puke.
He pukes.
oh my god, I'm about to win this bet. Damn, chump.
He's over here making this stuff really quickly for him.
V's trying to do it as quickly as possible, but because Rox drank a lot more than he's ever drank in his life, he just pukes all over the table.
Nice.
Yeah, nice is right. Give me that money.
Here's make back some of her
And I'm
money.
still making it for him so he can at least, you know.
Well, yeah,
Hydrate
you're still making it for him, and you kind of help him hydrate up a little bit, and
I
Yeah,
think
we
we
had a
should
bet
level.
to settle.
and
We,
I
uh,
subtract-
Roll this night.
I
What was it?
subtracted the platinum for myself, so
It was 5, right?
it was 5.
Oh yeah.
Rex like regrettably hands over 5 platinum.
Back to my
I don't
starting
know. I was
platinum.
almost thinking
while eyeing
Rax is
V,
handing
That
it
was a
over, going
terrible
worth
bet.
it.
What was that?
I said while eyeing B for not getting the water fast enough.
well, she tried.
I
She's
had
got
faith in our druid.
Is Brax the kind of guy who holds a grudge?
she
Brax
tried.
is too drunk at this juncture. We're not going to remember this tomorrow.
Listen, imagine trying to be the healer for this group.
Thank God nobody has to have that burden.
I hope she's good at liver regeneration.
V is the healer of the group. What are you talking about?
I said I hope she's good at liver regeneration.
So unless you guys are done with that and you're betting and you guys kind of drink some more during for a little bit, Rocks, I think, just I'm gonna say Rocks because of his nat one on his throw up, pretty much just passes out.
Nice.
He kind of just slouched. Like after that, he gets cleaned up. I mean, you guys help him.
Cleaned up, drinks the tea, and then is out.
He passes out. Like he's like, yeah.
Driz will carry him to his bed.
Officially, none of you guys even talked about beds.
We all sleeping.
Yeah, I mean
They
nobody.
presented us with all this-
Scott
all
has a
this
place to sleep.
food,
None of the
they
rest
give
of
us a
us.
room.
Nobody talked to it to
fair-
the innkeeper.
I go up to the innkeeper. Or the
Well, to be fair,
bartender.
based on the royal treatment we received,
That
that's
is
what I'm
true.
saying,
That
like,
is
they
true.
brought us
You're
all
right.
drinks
You're
and
right.
food
You're
and
right.
stuff, and they
You
didn't give
guys,
us a bed to
yeah.
sleep in.
You're right. I didn't think of that. They kind of did give you the royal
They
treatment.
gave us like such fancy treatment, and they're gonna be like, "Yep, fend for yourselves tonight." I mean,
sleeping
on the- I like
I see
it.
a
Sleeping out
bedroll
in
on
the
your back.
streets.
You're good.
Yeah,
I know
there's a
it's really
bedroll on the
easy
floor.
things, but- like a
But
pile
no,
of
you're right. You guys, Escalade and Driz help him get up to his room, and he just plops onto the
Help him or
bed.
drag him because he's passing out.
No, Driz will carry him like in her arms over the threshold. She's pretty strong.
But you've also been drinking a lot too. Roll me an athletics check.
Just happy she got money because of him.
I got a
Hey,
24.
And you
Hey,
successfully do it. She rolled a
She throws, like,
19
a
plus
sack
a
of potatoes.
5. Yeah, as
While
soon
Ross
as
is asleep, I made him my bride.
he ends up waking up with a ring on his finger as a joke.
Wow.
Knowing
I give up
Driz,
drinking
ring
that
of
soda.
seaweed.
Little ring of seaweed.
Yeah, she kind of gets him up to his bed, just drops him on the bed. He doesn't even
He's
kind
out.
of bounces, but he's completely out.
Dead to the world.
So at that point, Rox is in bed. Jester looks like he's ready to go to sleep to begin with. He's sitting there yawning like.
Well, just because Jester's yawning doesn't mean Brax is.
That is true. Do the rest of you go to your rooms and go to sleep for the night, or what do you guys want to do?
Guess I'll have one more drink to see if Scotch is gonna come back, because I don't really understand what's going on in that situation. As a player I do, but as Driz I do not. So I'll just have one more drink and wait for my good old buddy Scotch, but you know, when she doesn't show, I guess I'll go to bed.
Now I'm
Might
picturing
be
Driz
here a
falling
while,
asleep
Drit.
on her ale, like in the tavern
Maybe
waiting.
V, you joining me for that last nightcap there, I guess?
Yeah, I'll do one more, and then if she doesn't come, we need to go to bed because she might not show up tonight.
Yeah, that conversation's just me trying to tell me why.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Trying to explain that to a 43-year-old
She
Driz.
met a good companion, and
She's learning magic.
sounds magical.
Meanwhile, from the bedroom that Rox was in, you hear some kind of mumbled. I'll get you, Tyrannus. I'll get you.
How would we hear that through a door?
Nobody's gonna hear that.
We determined earlier he's
but it
horrible at
doesn't hurt to
whispering,
put
as
it
we all
out there
heard
for
it.
role playing for the viewers.
Yeah.
It's true. Escalade goes to his room, kind of still pissed off, but not terribly pissed off.
And at this point,
KKR.
Escalade's gone back to his room. You guys actually see Gorag walk in. No. Gorag trying to
Gorag wouldn't survive walking in right
Yeah,
now.
no. Are you trying to kill him off? Or?
Escalade went to his room. Gorag walked into the
No,
bar.
it's just V and me down here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Unless
I went to bed.
Brax decided to stay up. Okay.
No, I went to bed.
I mean, Gorag
After
kind of
losing
walked
my
in,
5
and
platinum.
you guys notice that he kind of sits at the bar and does his own little thing. He kind of waves at you guys, and like you can definitely see,
Oh, I'll be right back.
definitely can see he's more chipper and whatnot than he was when you guys first met him. But so she had to go to the bathroom. She told Fantasy to take over, I guess, and cover. Do you guys just want to fall asleep there at the table, or do you want to help her to her room?
Well, if we're done, then yeah, we can stumble to the bedrooms.
Stumble to make me an athletics check.
I can type.
Oh,
She rolled a
natural
4. She rolled a
That's
4.
that's 3.
So in the process of going to your rooms, you fall face first into the floor. And you take 3 damage.
You'll have. Well, we're going for a long rest anyway. So
Yeah, you're gonna gain it back anyway. But you
I
take.
just stand back up and dust myself off.
So does she drag Driz to the floor? Actually, with a 4, she probably does drag Driz to the floor.
She drags Driz down with her. That's what.
So I'm helping Driz up, and we
You kind of drag her back to the floor and
drag her back to the floor.
to the room. Sorry.
You got pulled to the floor when V fell over. By the way.
Right.
Why'd V fall over?
She
fell.
She
We
she
were
was
starting
stumbling
to
to
go
bring you
down.
back to the. She was stumbling to the room with you.
She rolled a 4 on her athletics check.
And a negative with
do
a
I
minus.
Get to do a dex save, or am I too late?
You're fine. You're gonna be going to a long
didn't take
rest.
any damage,
Yeah, you didn't
so.
take. You landed on top of her.
What does it matter if I do? We're going into a long rest.
Exactly. That's why.
That's why I'm like, meh.
Whatever.
I dust us off and work back up. And
Then
we
I carry
work
you
back.
through the threshold, making you my second wife.
I
Two wives.
Why not? What are we doing?
Driz is the real man of this group. I'm just kidding.
Whoa! Don't tell that to Escalade.
I don't see Escalade with 2 wives.
You have to tell him that when you wake up.
Be like, so I carry you guys through threshold. You Driz wives now, right? Now what Driz here, marriage be? You know you
Driz got money. I got 2 wives.
Driz never go hungry again. No, I'm just kidding.
So you need that staff of fish command for that.
Dude, if anybody's gonna get a staff of fish command, I saw you talking about that.
I was just joking around about it because it was what was it? The Trident and Fish Command. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I'm like,
there's
oh man, you can become Aquaman.
There's some conch thing that would be really cool for Driz to have, but anyway, so we all go to bed.
You all go to
Driz
bed.
carries everybody to bed and
Yep.
Everyone's married now.
V and Rocks wake up with seaweed rings around their fingers.
No, it's actually a little piece of Driz's dreadlock that she cut off and tied around your finger.
Aww.
But yeah,
How dreadful.
Bugs and all.
Yeah, that's about 13 minutes. Do you guys want to call it here, or do you want to go into the morning real quick?
Seems like a really good place to stop it, actually. I think we got a
Yeah,
really
drunken
good setup
celebratory
for...
passing out. That sounds like a really good.
We got a really good setup going for Act 2.
Act 2.
So.
I do have some stuff in line for Miss Bow Chicka Bow Wow. For next session.
Yikes.
But yeah.
Right into the con save. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we need next week to do the brunch that's going to be after this episode.
I'm not gonna need.
It'll
any
be
of
like
that.
one of those Real Housewives reunion episodes or whatever.
Gonna need some of that salve.
Oh, boy.
But that's so that's officially going to be it for this session. I know it was a lot of just role play, but it was a lot of laughs, which is I guess a good way to start the new year. Our
I think we can all say we had fun tonight.
yeah.
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 That's good.
Our next session is set for Tuesday the 19th. So we're gonna get back to our bi-weekly schedule. I know really between Thanksgiving and the New Year we played a lot. I think we played 3 sessions back to back to back. And then we had our special edition a couple weeks ago. We're off last week. So we're going to get back onto our bi-weekly session. So to end our night, let's go over to V. Where can we find you and all your information?
You can find me here on our off Tuesdays. I'm also going to start streaming again starting Fridays probably. Get back into at least once a week because Fridays I don't have to worry about timing. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on I run the G4G Instagram page. I'm a stream team member on the G4G, and also yeah. We got our
I have a question actually. If we have not otherwise been informed, our time slot is staying the same as what it was in 2020, correct?
Unless something changes with somebody's work schedule or something like that.
No, I don't mean for us. I mean for like
For
I'm
this
still
team.
Fridays every other
Yes.
Friday.
As of now,
everybody-
yes.
Inform me of otherwise.
Yes.
Everybody is
Okay.
on this. Everybody on the stream team is their same slot unless they told somebody otherwise. So if you didn't
Okay,
tell
okay.
anybody, then
Yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure before I said anything.
nope, you're good.
I got you.
Wait,
Speaking of, should
what
we
do you
go
mean?
ahead
What do you
and go to
mean? No, what do you mean, Mel, on that chat thing?
What chat thing?
This should have been something we decided on, as small as it is.
Oh, who shouts these out at the end?
Oh.
It's really small, but like
Yeah.
sometimes I do it, sometimes AZ does it, sometimes you do it.
Yeah. Big F and Deal
Sometimes,
1
like, multiple
or
people are doing it.
Escalade.
So I am going to be starting streaming again next week on my channel. Originally I thought I'd be doing it this week, but things came up. So I'm back to streaming again on my channel next week. No, we don't have a schedule. And then Fridays, 7:30 to 10:30, I am on G4G. So right here.
Every other Friday, right?
Every other Friday. Yeah. But it will be this Friday. So check me out then. And I guess AZ, are we going to talk about when we're doing Wildlands again soon?
Yeah, I was going to see if you were up to that for Thursday.
Yeah, we can do it Thursday.
I'll be a little bit later because I'll be working a little later, but we'll talk.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
From there, let's go to Minica. Scotch.
Hey everybody, I'm Minica. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Minica Plays. If you like watching strange indie games that you might not have heard of, if you enjoy cat pictures, this cat back here, I put a stick of butter on her and I take her picture and then I post it to Twitter. I know it's really weird, but people seem to like it. So if that seems cool to you, you should check me out. I don't really have a schedule for streaming. I'm thinking about maybe trying that out. We'll see. But right now it's kind of sporadic. Anyway.
Check back in 2 weeks.
You
right?
kidding? That cat's a star.
That cat is a star. Hey,
Buttercat is going to continue this year?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Sometimes I do have a dedicated cat cam stream. So, I'm weird. If you like weird, check me out.
Awesome.
I'm awkward.
AZ.
AZ Rock Sled. I am on the G4G channel on Thursdays, and as we were just kind of discussing, more than likely this Thursday, it'll be Big and I getting back into some Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'll also be streaming on my channel, and not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday, I will be doing my Demon Finn Balor stream for hitting $1,000 for last year's Extra Life. So that's going to be fun.
We'll be able to announce that after next session too.
No, it'll be before next session.
Well, wouldn't it be the 16th? Oh, that you're right. It is. Wow, you're right. Driz.
I am the person who plays Driz. Okay, I am Nephimel, and I am getting really back into streaming after some personal stuff. You know, I had a death in the family and all the holidays and all my health. So, new year, new goals.
Well, and you have a new
I will-
capture card now too, don't you?
My capture card died, and I got a new one for Christmas, and it's beautiful.
Yay!
But yeah, so you can catch me over on twitch.tv/Nephimel, Twitch or twitter.com/Nephimel TV because somebody else already has Nephimel. But yeah, see a lot more of me, and I also stream here Sundays on G4G. I streamed some mobile games last week, this past Sunday from bed because health. But I will be back a lot more on Sundays, so I will see you guys there.
Jester.
I'm Jester. You can catch me here and on not Twitch. Here and on Twitch. Here and on Twitter. Jester8082. Pretty much like V just said. If you like awkward and weird, I'm your guy.
And I am Cubby Blue for Life. I am your bi-weekly Good4Gaming DM. I also stream on the nights that on the Tuesday nights that Fantasy decides that she can't stream or won't stream or has other things come up. Stream on, I guess. You can also find me at Cubby Blue for Life. I've been playing a lot of SWTOR, Dragon Quest 11. I played some Red Dead Redemption 2 online the other night. I was a drunk cowboy and couldn't stand my horse.
Yeah, there's some clips of that.
Yes, thank you to Rusher who was in that stream the other night and got some clips of that. They are rather funny. Before our next session, on the same day as Mr. Finn Balor, I will be doing my $2,000 extra life goal of riding 43 miles on a bike path.
Nice.
So I'll be riding from downtown St. Pete to it's called John Chestnut Park, which is North Pinellas County. So I will be live streaming that ride on Twitch. I have a setup on my bike that I will have my camera on, or my phone. So I'll be live streaming that, so I'll be able to talk with everybody, be able to keep up, especially keep Fantasy updated where I'm at. So when she can pick me up from my final destination. I will be donating $1 per mile that I actually ride. And I do have one other person, I think, that is matching that as well. All to Extra Life. If anybody else is interested in doing that, please let me know. And I'm not asking for just dollar donations. If you want to do 10 cents a mile, quarter a mile, anything's welcome. Kind of plugging that out there if you are interested. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for that donation, Archer's Legend. That was greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful night. But you know what? That's going to be it for us tonight. We'll be back on the 19th. You guys have a wonderful night and play well.
Don't forget, we're still doing Extra Life right now, but we're also doing Able Gamers this quarter.
Yes. Currently, we are still pushing our Extra Life campaign from the fourth quarter due to the fact that Able Gamers has not reset their campaigns and whatnot for the 2021 calendar year yet. As soon as that kicks in, we will be switching over to Able Gamers. If you don't know what Able Gamers is or what they do, they are an organization that helps everybody be able to play games, especially for those that are disabled.
But for now, we're gonna raid.
Yeah, who are we gonna raid?
Logic Slayer's on.
Logic's on. We've been. I know Afro Harrison's on. Hair the Ruckus is on as well. Able Gamers is on. Maybe we should. I don't know how long they're going for. They might
as well.
That would be a good one to go to.
If you guys don't know about Able Gamers, here's your chance to learn.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and for those who don't know, one of the big things they did over the last few years is they worked with Microsoft in building the adaptive controller.
Yes. So, you guys have a wonderful night. And we as a group will see you in 2 weeks. Night, everybody.
Bye.